This is absolutely amazing. I'm like in awe. It's probably the best autumn sunrise so far, and probably the best sunrise. My goodness, this is gonna be insane. It is going to be absolutely unreal. Just heading down to the pool level. It is stunning, man. This is absolutely amazing. I'm like in awe. It's probably the best autumn sunrise so far, and probably the best sunrise this year. How'd you go so far?
The textures are looking ridiculous.
It is hectic.
So much going on.
I know. It looks like it's probably going to be an 8 or 9 out of 10 kind of thing.
I'm a bit overdressed though. Pretty warm.
I wasn't sure myself. I was going to wear a jacket, but my gosh, that was absolutely insane. That was probably the best sunrise of this year so far. I'm blown away. Now I'm on my way back home, and I will explain to you right now how I predicted this sunrise. So before I get into the predictive tools and what I use to find out whether the sunrise or sunset's worth chasing, let me just give you a quick lesson with clouds. There are basically 3 types of clouds. There are high clouds, middle clouds, and low clouds. High clouds are the ones that give the color. Because of the fact that they're thin and wispy and sit really high up in the atmosphere, as the sun sets and as the sun rises, it gives off the color and reflects off the high clouds. Middle clouds sit in the middle of the atmosphere. They kind of fall halfway between thin and wispy and thick, and they're the ones that also give color about half the time. But the thing is, when they give color, they're the most intense of colors because of their middle clouds. This morning sunrise was a typical example of a middle cloud banger sunrise, as I like to call it. And then there's low clouds. They're the gloomy stuff. That's the stuff that brings the rain and the dull looking days. So with the 3 types of clouds that you have in mind now, the higher the percentage of high clouds and middle clouds, the better. And as little low clouds as possible. So the main thing is, wherever the sun is setting or wherever the sun is rising, if there is low clouds sitting in the horizon where the sun sets or rises, remember, low clouds kill the color. They don't produce color, they're too thick. So therefore, if there's any low clouds sitting in the horizon on either the east or west, depending on where the sunset or sun rises from, it's going to kill the color, and therefore the color is not going to reach the high and middle clouds that might be sitting above you. Likewise, if the sky is clear, you're not going to get any color anyway because there's no clouds to reflect the color off. With the cloud lesson done, I'm going to show you the various predictive tools that I use to predict the sunrise and sunsets and whether it's worth chasing. There are basically 3 types of tools that I use: predictive forecasting tools, satellites, and webcams and surfcams. So these 3 are really good ways of painting a picture as to whether it is going to be a good sunrise or sunset. So there are basically 3 websites that I primarily use. There are many websites and apps, but I use these 3. Cloud Free Night, which is mainly good for Australia and New Zealand. Skippy Sky, which is also good for Australia and New Zealand, and also the rest of the world. And yr.no, which is a Norwegian-based site, which is also really good for Australia and the rest of the world. And in my case, I prefer to use Cloud Free Night because even though it is more Australia-based, but because I'm based in Sydney, I'm finding from experience that these are a lot more accurate from this site. So let's look at this one for now. The sun rose at 6:20 this morning. The color only comes up before sunrise, about 20 minutes to 40 minutes even, depending on how strong it is. And then at sunset, it's the other way around, where it typically appears 10 to 15 minutes after the sun has set. So let's just have a look at this. Cloud-free night. As you can see, under the high clouds at 6 o'clock in the morning, there is a huge percentage of high clouds sitting above. It's sitting in the 90-95% mark. And that is a very good sign, because remember, high cloud gives color. So let's look at middle cloud. There is a heaps of middle clouds sitting over Sydney, where I live, as well. Huge percentage, 95% to 100%. Also, very good signs that there is a lot of potential for a colorful sunrise up ahead in the morning. And let's look at low cloud, because remember, low cloud kills the color. There is no low cloud whatsoever. It is in blue. It's literally zeros, hardly, if anything. And then let's look at the east coast, where the sun is rising from in the horizon. I can see here that there is absolutely no low clouds sitting on the horizon. That means with a whole bunch of high cloud and middle clouds that bring color and nothing blocking the sunlight as it starts to rise from the horizon, there is a very good chance that the sunrise would pop. And indeed it did this morning. So these principles that I'm talking about, this is for sunrise. For sunset, it is the same concept but in reverse. So I'm referring to the east at the moment. In sunset, refer to the west side. The west horizon has to be clear, making sure that it's either clear blue skies on the west horizon, no low clouds on the horizon, killing off the color. So to ensure that the sunlight is able to shine through after the sunset, thereby bringing color to the high and middle clouds. So that's cloud-free night. And the same concept when it comes to YR.NO. If I look at the forecast here at 8 o'clock in the morning or before, I can see there's a high percentage of middle cloud and high clouds and no low clouds. So it means also with two websites predicting the same thing, it is a very good sign. So let's look at the satellite. The satellite is the second method I use. It is pretty much like almost real time, because of the fact that the Bureau of Meteorology or Met Office or whichever weather bureau body that you have, it shows where the clouds are actually moving to and towards. So if the predictors are wrong, this is a good sign. So let's look at this, satview.bom.gov.au. I'll put all the links in the description below so that you can refer to them. So looking at 6:50 in the morning, I can see there's a whole bunch of middle cloud and high cloud that is sitting over Sydney, and looking out at sea where the sun is rising from towards the northeastish direction because it's nearing towards winter. There is absolutely no clouds at all blocking the way of the sunrise. Looking at the satellite, if the clouds look really thick, it means it's really thick. If it's kind of thin and wispy looking, it means it's mid cloud, high cloud. So it's pretty much like what you see in the sky is what you see in the satellite. And the third tool I use are webcams and surfcams. So being from Sydney, there are many surf beaches, and obviously every beach has surf cams. So I'll just click onto the Coastal Watch app or whichever app is relevant to you guys to look at various surf cams. And the surf faces east, so it's mainly good for sunrise. So if I look at the surf cams, if the horizon is showing thick, low clouds, it means the sun's not gonna make it through. The sun rays and color won't make it through. If the horizon I see out at sea from the surf cams are clear, it means that there is a good chance. So again, that's real life data as well. And looking at the other one, which is various webcams. In my case, there is a webcam called from the Cebu Quay service departments. So I look at this website, Cebu Quay, West Sydney, and it has a webcam pointing out to the northeast. And you can see here at 5:30 in the morning, 5:20, 5:30, at 6:20 in the morning is sunrise. So looking at it, even 45 minutes before sunrise, there was already color. And that is a really good indication it's going to be a really good burner, just because I can already see it so early. And this is real life view, so no forecasting tool can predict this. This is real life, so this is a very good reference. Webcams and surf cams. So this is the one I'm using for sunrise, and the sunset one called Webcam Sydney, I'm going to put the link in the description below as well for you to refer to, which points in the westerly direction in my case. So all these principles I'm describing to you, it is relevant for wherever you are. The principle applies. If there is no low clouds sitting on the horizon, and there is plenty of high cloud and middle clouds sitting above you or around your city or wherever you're from, it means there is a good chance of a banger sunset or sunrise. If you have any questions whatsoever with regards to this, please leave a question in the comments below, or leave a comment to let me know what you think, because I would love to hear your feedback. And also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. When all that is said and done, I will catch you in the next one.